Finesse with a really good lurk here. Start pulling a few numbers of MIBR, but they have not let NRG through that long yet.
There's that first contact with the buddy system, but that initiates NRG to move inside this B site. And it seems to be MIBR who are as comfortable as Song to play towards yellow over here. Answered back by Artist, but low on HP, gets a nice little dink, but is now getting chased down. MIBR are coming out strong to win the pistol round. They saw the Owl drone towards screen 2, waiting for that utility to come down so they could initiate the hit into the A site. Pushing all the way towards the back. A rarity to see Finesse actually coming in for the entry and scores the first blood.
Set up on a nice Sage plant. Decent utility to come back in, but this long lurk already coming around from Finesse could become a problem if MIBR does start to do damage. Great defensive mollies. Great delay coming out here from NRG on the post plant.
This is definitely big. Yes, GZZ and Heat open up, but there's that flank coming through, but Finesse, unfortunately, loses it to RGL. MIBR regaining control of the site, leaving Artist once again solo. Another 3 versus 1, and another 2-player waiting to greet him on the re-peak. As MIBR capitalize on the bonus round.
And now it's the audible. What's the call? Moving towards A. Spikes is a little far behind, so they can choose to still get out of this one, but it looks like a Sage plant after util clear will be the goal.
Nanostorm hasn't been popped. Finally does so, and the push comes in. Nice underhand flash. Self-play by Victor. And that first blood once again coming out from Finesse, who now becomes the entry fragger, then falls back because the turret's watching the flank, then he becomes a flanker himself. So lots of things moving through. Victor was playing a one and done, hoping to catch one off guard because of that stage wall that came up from Artist. But still, player advantage for NRG. In great position to play passively. A 1-for-1.
3v2.
Reckoning available for RGL, but Clock has been dwindling down onto the spike. Not too sure if MIBR is going to use it. It's just going to be an entry instead. A dash in from Heat. Stop on a high-low. Good enough for 2 kills for RGL, keeping it expensive.
Yeah, I feel like this is a lot of like looking at what's coming. How can they read MIBR? Still early in the game, seeing if MIBR will push here, tendencies, what can happen, but also NRG looking to come up with a strat. It's a wall up in mid. It's a trade of kills.
There's still 3 players inside the site, and the reckoning comes out. Only 20 seconds left on the clock. You have to commit somewhere, and everything is blocked. You can't fall back under tube, so you have to commit into the kitchen with 15 seconds left. The trades have to be immaculate if they're going to be contested. So MIBR decides to fall back instead. Finesse on the lurk, not working out. On the cross, trying to get the plant. Victor comes in, and he's going to be able to put this down. But NRG are still 1 player behind in terms of the disadvantage into this pulse plant.
Once that wall goes down, this operator comes into effect a little bit more.
Big fight here.
Toxin screen down.
It's going to have to be Som hearing the footsteps coming up towards the tube.
Here.
And that's JZZ getting some support out of Moritz as well. Nice stall command from Victor to not allow any other type of utility to come out on the defense. So this allows for you now to play passively. Good recon out too, but it's still Victor in the back of yellow. The lineup of both now to 2 versus 1. Up to Victor to make the clutch. There's that first one. Tap onto the second, not even halfway. So he's playing it patiently. JZZ gets the kill, but there's not going to be enough time. NRG will now score 2.
Oh, and taken out.
NRG's already scaling up just behind Maze, and it's a split on a 3-2. A rarity that we see as well on how we want to execute towards the A site.
Down A.
Nardis, though, falls first. Som on that fight towards Boiler. A second one to meet up with him just under the tube, answered back by Moritz. It's now even up a 2 versus 2. First one spotted, second one on top of that too. Connected onto Victor. As Crashes is now left on the clutch. Up now, creeping up. A tap onto the spike.
Oh my God.
Moving up on the ropes though. Heat was waiting for it. A quick scope to end the round. MIBR happy to just play this more passively because they have a lockdown to work with. Already comes up. There's that Molly. Shock Dart combo trying to break it down. Did it land close enough? It didn't. So that lockdown is still to come through. It's actually going to potentially even lock down one. Heat on the rotator cross on the Raptor. Lands it onto Crashies. The defuse already comes down for MIBR. Snake bites then to retaliate out from Som, slowing it down for a bit more. High tide, look at the scaling coming out from that utility from both walls. Both controllers doing so good. Now we have to fight behind it.
Oh my God,
Som opens it up onto FRZ. We have yet to tap onto that spike. Finally, we'll break it down onto the cove. Now the cove disappears and that finesse gets the kill. But then JZZ already comes back out.
Spike diffused.
Look, and he's ready to pull that trigger in such a scary spot, too. Once he gets pinged out,
Oh.
he just dodged it. Can still dash.
Dashes as he gets the pick onto Finesse. The res comes up, though. That allows Finesse to move up with the lockdown if they want to. Getting a timing off the high tide coming down. Same thing here on the attack. Good on Victor to fall back and not go for the flash because that high tide, the toxic screen was coming down. As Artist tries to go for the self boost for a kill. All of MIBR continuing to be very strong on these retake plays. A drop in!
Oh.
As Storm greets him. JZZ and RGL on a 3 versus 2. High tide to push forward, gain space for JZZ, catching Finesse. Oh my god, almost missed that one. But it's a 2 versus 1. The first one was a little bit shaky, but he was crispy on that second kill. Al Jonas saw him dancing the way through on a 2v1 clutch. Now gets pinged. Has to dance and play behind the wall. Shark Darts are coming in. Oh! He's shooting for the 2 kills! And the Red Bull clutch and tie in the first half, 6-6.
He may still be creating content, Vansili. He may still.
Oh my.
Sam, what a play coming out there, topping the scoreboard before the halftime comes through. But oh my gosh, this guy is bringing out the unexpected quite often.
How does he get 2 shorty kills at that distance?
I don't know. I can't get one from that distance.
That's what I'm saying. He had like a rifle with so many bullets. Like, no. Just digest that, friends. Digest that.
You know, when the players are feeling it too, when they're like, wait, that happened.
Oh, yeah.
And a mid push from NRG right off the bat in the smoke, and they recon dart through it so they can get the early shots.
First contact already comes out. Woody's forced to fall back. He only has support from one other player, and that's going to be FRZ. But he's just hiding instead. Meanwhile, for NRG, after that first kill, don't want to go for a triple flank. It's actually just a rotate back towards the A site, towards screens. We're actually, by crossing over, they saw the high tide. They know this hit's coming.
Yeah. It's like NRG's playing a little audio warfare here. They're like bounding everywhere they go, right? Let's get back to A so MIBR can't plant safely. They don't know where we are, you know? You hear 3 people running in and it cause for pause right there. So almost the plant coming through now. Still waiting on this. RGL's gonna get through Cove plant. Or they wait for the peaks. They're just trying to play off of NRG over peaking.
Also trying to see if they can waste out some utility. But Sheriffs are coming into play into this pistol round. A 1-for-1. But a 2-for-2. As the plant finally comes in with 30 seconds left on the clock. Both players down for energy. Working together. Pass towards screens. High tide comes down. Now separated on a high level. Artist still wins that one.
One enemy remaining.
Saw him now. W player. W streamer. Gets the flank there onto JZZ. And also gives NRG the W into the round. Jiggle peeked by Som. Just at a default spot of that B site. Footsteps were heard moving forward, so they decided to fall back and they played a delay. Oh!
What a peek before the wall goes up. They throw the high tide, but peek just before it gets clearance, or cover rather. 4v4 now.
Spike planted.
All the way over at A though is Artis. So that's gonna take a while to clear. We'll see how fast energy moves in sight with 3.
High tide was just used. But we still have a toxic screen available. Reckoning then coming out. Finesse being pinged out. Flank battle being heard now by FRZ. Artist is the one on that flank. The backstab. Where's the communication? But at least it gets traded out. Finesse down towards yellow, trying to put an alarm bot, a turret on the top of yellow. But we're closing in right now on a 2 versus 1. Make that even a 1 versus 1. Tap onto the spike. Victor looking to bring it halfway. And just pre-firing the shot, but it's still going to be the round for MIBR. Tying up the game back 8-8.
But MIBR is really looking for some of these early fights to gauge how the round might play out. This double push is a little weird, Vansili. This could get awkward.
Oh, well, there's the flash first. Victor looks up. Heat falls, and oh, the wall thing then comes out from both players rotating back of MIBR. So in the blink of an eye, Finesse makes it at 4 versus 3. The lurk didn't pay out, but at least the site is open. to allow MIBR to move in for a plant. Off that timing, unfortunately. Wow, oh my god, even an ult coming out deep. This might be a call here for Ashley, still with the player advantage, still very doable right now. That Viper's Pit went too deep towards screen, so this double flank coming out from NRG could pan out.
Another round by Maurice where it just switches. Oh, big ult.
A huge one. Now a flash to come in. Maurice fully blinded, cannot find Victor. But after that kill, they know he's still stuck towards screens. The two flankers are still coming in towards 410 as the fight still comes in into the thick of it. As Maurice decides to put the pit down. Get picked off instantly and Sock comes in. Supporting energy on the defuse. As they tie up the game, once again 9-9, and we're starting to see the chaos coming out.
They were expecting to be able to deny this, Van Silly.
There's the updraft, the right click's missing wide.
Oh my gosh.
But FRZ moves in from the ropes, dropping down Artist. Song trying to get a timing towards the back of the site. The recon dart to come out. He sprays on the first as there's 10 seconds left. The shock dart actually canceled the plant initially as we have a 2v2 into the site. Heat still, when the updraft was still alive into this round with 26 HP left. Alarm button now in, but RGL's able to stay away from that radius. Heat watching the left side. The beating out coming out from Finesse as he swings across for that kill. Crashes on a 2 versus 1. Tries to even it up. Not forcing the second one, and Heat watches the angle as Crashes re-swings out. And MIBR, they take the lead once again here on Icebox.
Look for the contact.
30 seconds left.
Ooh, contact found.
And RGL at least was able to stop that, not allowing multi-kill to happen. Or Som. Finesse caught on a rotate. Now Artist has to play close with an ult. Reckoning to come out too, null come in. Retaliated by Victor, but a little too late. The wall, there's still a gap in it, so MIBR can still plant. Off shot miss, and things are looking grim now for NRG. As MIBR flood down across the map on the post plant. Crashy's trying to get a timing here.
One enemy remaining.
No res to come out, gets the first kill. Util being broken here from the shock dart as the last two players are playing very passively for FRZ and RGL. It's gonna come down to those fundamentals of that turret. As soon as Crashes comes across, now gets spotted. Here comes the high-low on the second tap. There's the first and the second. MIBR, surprisingly right here on NRG's map pick, or at map point. NRG, it's gonna be the slow orbs with the snake bite and the recon dart or shock darts. For MIBR, it's just cascades. So everybody for NRG, because of this util coming out from the double controller, also fall back. And this gives an opportunity for NRG or MIBR to just move into these sites and plant. Heat with the first blood onto Artist. 4 more to go here for MIBR to upset NRG on the first map. Victor has something else to say until RGL comes in for the event, the revenge. No plant coming down yet. 40 seconds left on the clock. Finesse trying to get a timing, but stops. And it's all to one lone man. Som here on a 4 versus 1. Got the Rebel clutch in a 2v1 before. But now he has to fight inside a pit. First one on the contact. Clean shot onto RGL. Through the smoke, GCZ falls, but the pit's still up. Heat just at the top of the tower. Som trying to run in. Gets fought by Maurice. And MIBR will eventually get the first map here. 13-10 over NRG. But it's just Victor by himself. Getting that first.
Victor!
Oh my, okay, that works out.
2 class.
Maurice watching from the spawn. Patient play from MIBR, thinking that NRG was going to re-aggress out there. Thra and now RGL. Trying to regain towards the map. Frenzy on a 1 versus 1. Som at the top of B Heaven. As the Cove comes out to spray onto the Frenzy, but there's almost no time. Som's playing this perfectly. And a round's gonna come in here for NRG on the pistol. Trailblazer out from JZZ. It's gonna get shot down by Som. Not gonna spot too much. Vulnerable by Snake, but big flash now. As Frog gets 2 kills, Artist on the backstab for the B-Link. But it comes down to those 2 players that we mentioned before with post-plant utility. Nanostorm down on 2. Victor still has potentially lineups here with the snake bite. The first one comes down. The Guardian for the first kill. And it's up to Victor on a 2 versus 1. Who does get that pick onto FRZ. Now there's not going to be any time left. Wow. Victor answers back. JZZ saves, and it's NRG with 3. And Trailblazer 2 being set down. Alarm bot not being used by FRZ into this round. They want to save that utility into the next. Not using too much here. Into the half buy that they got. JZZ with that hero rifle. Saved from that previous round. Moving up now. Oh, Som on that timing. Gets picked off. Artist looking to avenge his teammate. Not allowing a second player to move on to pick up the weapons. As JZZ continues those duelist numbers on this initiator roll, this time as a Sky. And that's 2 weapons that get picked up now by MIBR into the late round.
That initial energy control looked amazing. They had a line of agents all the way up the middle of the map. It's the moment they turn around at B-Link, all of them get taken down. So unsure why they wanted to give that space back up. We did see the spike was dropped, which is why this late round is then going back towards
30
B.
seconds left.
It's going to be a tough hold here. 4v2, but it is a shorty and a sheriff on the other side.
Lockdown in. They're looking for the second one. The flick back gets it. Back into the frenzy to break it. It's a 2 versus 2. Snake bite into the B-Link. The awareness out of this player coming out from Victor is amazing. The attacker killjoy will allow Victor to reposition down towards the back of the B halls, especially with the toxic screen coming up. Flash now, full blind. It's up to 1. JZZ with a 4th into the round. Crashy's making it a 1 versus 1. JZZ cannot get the ace. It's Crashy's instead with the Red Bull clutch. But now it's a showstopper. Artist looking to clear space. Early shot. Oh my god, Heat gets one through. Finally onto the high side. Pete now. Pit now comes out, sorry. As Artist at least, yes, has fallen under. But has created that space to allow NRG to play that post plant. Travelers are out on the attack, on the defense, on the retake. Snake bite to also stop any players from running down. It's only 1 tap onto the spike. Still 1 more snake bite available here for Victor. Just threw it down. Here comes the heal. Flash does not affect players. It's a 1-for-1 there. And it's Marie still fighting back. And unfortunately here for the rest of NRG, they got plowed by MIBR's retake. Still going to be able to get a plant out from Som.
Spike down.
I don't know about this idea of playing outside the site. A pit's available for Moritz.
I've got your trail.
FRZ moving in now for the first blood on the retake. Seekers on the attack to push out the defenders. The snake bites, nanoswarms, everything's up. Heat on the top of the boxes looking for this kill onto Victor. There's just too much utility as the pick comes back. Out on the defense. The spray out. Heat dashing forward. The pit then comes back down. And it's NRG across the board. Finesse with the last 2 kills. And even a lockdown coming out on the attack. Should allow here. I mean, there's still a gap on the right side. Thankfully, there's a high tide that allows for you to push in. Artist gaining that space, can get onto the top of the hut. But now is, oh my god, lurking in to get that entry onto Moritz. Plat comes in. FRZ making himself known on that flank attempt on mid. Artist continues to push forward. Pain shells now available again. Pushing Heat even further back. Even a boom bot. As he eats it down to 11 HP. He now gets sprayed by Artist. The opener into a 3K. Opening up the site and forcing MIBR to retreat. NRG's just waiting for the poison armor to come down. There it is. Cascade now with a Trailblazer around the corner, and Artist.
Oh my gosh,
goes for a drive-by without the satchel to get the kill. But RGL just heard that footstep. It's close. Putting that crosshair placement in, the wall bang across, and Artist again with another entry, make that even doubling it up.
I don't think we have to question anymore if he feels like switching roles has an effect.
Reckoning into the site. Heat now on a 1 versus 1 in the front of control. GZZ with the support to watch his back. So that's a spike down. Heat dashing forward to fight against Victor here. And wins it. Wow. Okay, the pivot. Spike just got picked up. We're rotating back towards the A site. Artist is stuck by himself in the back of the B halls. Just trying to keep them isolated into the B site, allowing now NRG to try to clutch a 3 versus 2.
Looking at the map for a moment there, Vans, it was so spread out. I was actually wondering who was on offense or defense the way that it just panned out. NRG is really trying to spread themselves so they can figure out how MIBR is playing. And now to defend the site here. Util to come in. It's just a heal for the team. Guiding Light might come up soon there.
Last player standing.
The upchuck misses him. Trying to get the backstab timing.
Finesse.
Oh, right to the two!
My ult's
And
ready.
it's not even a half. He has the flash to come out, but Heat then swings wide.
Oh, they tried.
The lockdown's not going to do much because we've played already outside of the radius of the lock-in, placed down by MIBR. Art is still looking for more and has done some damage. The first Nanoswarm to come out. You hear now the high tide coming down too. As that Nanoswarm doesn't allow MIBR to tap onto the spike yet. Finesse now stuck in the corner, just running that clock down, doing what he can. And now finally tapped onto the spike. We're just spraying back, and there's just no time left. NRG will still capitalize on the first half to win it 8-4. But let's talk about this battle right here off the flash. It's still MIBR in the top, at least for a short stint, as Victor fights right back. Comes in for the third into the round and even picks up an orb. That's a great start here for NRG. To beat Brawly, to fight like they wanted to, and also take control of the spike.
FRZ looking for a big lurk here, but it wasn't the right way. Still thinking somebody is coming over from the side of B. Once NRG actually has all three around that spike, it doesn't really matter where MIBR is going to come from. So just looking to pick up these final frags. The Ghost from Maurice could definitely do some work, but I like the defense we have. The trifecta here. 2 classics and a Ghost sat over by the spike. Just making sure nobody's grabs it. Easy. So NRG look like they're going to start off with another round for themselves. This obviously could get pretty freaky, but like you were saying, as NRG does get this energy going into their games, a lot of the times it kind of looks like...
Last player standing.
Looks like potentially Victor with an ace.
30 seconds
As he gets
left.
4 into the round.
Finished
FRZ now spotted by the turret. Victor and Crashies. The dynamic duo here.
Turret's destroyed.
Just looking to play together. Swing off
Placing
contact
swarm
as the
grenade.
Nanoswarm still available for FRZ.
Swarm
It's not going
grenade
to do
out.
too much. Now both of them are swinging out. 8
10
HP
seconds
left.
left.
But there's no time. One of them is going to run away. And that's going to guarantee the round then for NRG. And Victor on top of that will get the ace.
And finishing that thought, when they do start winning, it always looked like somebody is wowing you, Van Silly. So how about that? That actually worked out really well. It is. It's whether it's Artist going into the side or Crashies getting a clutch. There we have an ace coming out. When NRG are able to come back, it feels like they're gassing up one of their teammates, right? And that it just absolutely flows for the squad. So not yet. Not yet. This is just waiting.
Ooh, okay. GCC gets a nice entry, though, onto Crashies. Finesse now spotted in the back of the pit. High time then retaliated by NRG as they're trying to crawl back into Flower Pot. And Artist gets the paint shell kills onto JZZ. Nobody's really going for a plant, which is going to want to go for a last-minute plant, potentially towards the B site. The Reckoning comes out first.
Yikes.
And Heat
Blocking sight.
catching Som. Running away. Heat also dashing away. But all of MIBR is actually looking to re-hit towards the A site.
30 seconds left.
Artist on the off angle.
Last player standing.
Everything being well watched by MIBR.
Oh my gosh. Reading each other's minds, Van Silly.
It's always like that. Couple of flashes on both ends. Still losing Heat for Finesse is a big plus with how Heat's starting to activate onto the second half.
Satchel out.
Meanwhile, here for NRG, they still have their own duelists as Artist is pushing back.
Yeah.
Holding it with Som! Would they both get picked off by Moritz, allowing now MIBR to slowly gain more back control.
Player standing.
Now this man, talked about him before, unsung heroes in a way that he's been actually lurking around on Icebox before and has put up a stellar performance on these lurks against Crew last week. Only 2 players are playing inside the site. Reckoning to come out on the attack. Som's just trying to get
30
some
seconds
sprays
left.
through the high tides. Now he pushes back with his own high tide to regain space towards the A side, but he has already dashed in. Pain shells now out from Artis. A little bit of damage onto Heat. But then the Cove comes up in an attempt to plant for MIBR. 13 seconds left. Ran through, but saved by FRC. Another
10
attempt of
seconds
the plant. As we're just spraying across, JZZ answers back on the Som. 4
Spike
seconds left, and
planted.
finally the plant comes down. Finesse then gets
4v2.
swamped by JZZ. As a 2-player disadvantage comes out for.
Player
Make that
standing.
even up. 3-player disadvantage. Crashy's trying to come out for the clutch.
Wow.
As him. NRG's closing in. And Crashes gets that first kill on that retake attempt. Som on the top of heavens. Util being used, Util being heard. We're playing behind the high tide, but it's still energy to fight back.
Enemy remaining.
A 2 versus 1.
Not planning for long.
And it's usually was FRZ that had that lockdown and never had a chance to use it. And because it's not planted for long, it's an easy defuse for Som.
The post plan is not going to be easy here as NRG is going to come swarming in with a lockdown and reckoning. Already A main control Van Silly. They got to be aware of that.
That's the thing. 2 players playing on the top there. It's traded out, but that's perfect. And Crashes is still alive, so he has that lockdown from that previous round. And him staying alive is huge because it doesn't allow
30
MIBR
seconds left.
to play a post plan. Even catching players, pushing forward to try to take Crashes
Som.
down. Some fights one and kills one from behind. 20 seconds left now. Seekers now coming out. That is courtesy of the attack here from GZZ. Some under heavy attack, hit by one of the Seekers. 13 seconds left. He's being saved by Artis, who comes out toward the back of the
10
site.
seconds left.
Things are looking good here.
One enemy
Until then,
remaining.
Spike now falling down.
Spike down A.
So I'm still watching it on a 2 versus 1. No time left
Player
for the plant.
standing.
So no matter what, it is going to be map point for energy.
It's the B long play, however, as all of MIBR swing for the first frag again. Big damage on JZZ, but it's traded.
There's a gap in that high tide, or that cascade that allows for MIBR to move now into this B
You
site.
should run.
Already, all of the ults are being used into this round. Plant coming in, done. Low HP is RGL, but still stays alive. Throws another cascade, blocking off some vision. Crashy's moving in, doesn't care. Couple of players detained on both ends. But that's a big kill that Crashy's needed. And for the rest of MIBR.
Only one Viper bite.
Here comes that Cove out for the defuse. Half and halfway, but it's being sprayed by MIBR. Only 1 player left. They're so low on HP. 1 snake bite at least. Kill from the grave is going to be Victor. But MIBR stays alive. The thing as MIBR once again are looking for this B hit. Spike's already moving through. Victor already fell down, so that wall for that retake that we just talked about cancels out.
This post plant's going to be tough to retake.
Som so close here. Waiting for the high tide to come down. The flash for the peak. RGL not affected by it. It will eventually come down to this last round of regulation. The last 2 players only with frenzies for energy. Well, I mean, it's some damage there from Finesse.
Yeah.
2 kills with that.
But the buy comes through, Vans. What is this last one? Light armor. Looking at NRG for a moment just to see what they do have. Seekers.
Yeah, exactly. From those 2 kills and a death, those Seekers are now available for Finesse.
The frenzy actually comes up so big here. The fight for A main, though. Do they go for this artist showstopper fight again? It could also be a reckoning depending on what they want. And it's just a retakes mentality. Look at where NRG's playing here. MIBR is going to be able to grab this site, and if it's a plant for Maurice, it's a pit as well. So they could lock this down really quick.
They might just want to go for the orb too because there's 4 players. Everybody's stacked up from MIBR on that side, and there
Easy.
you go. Orb now picked up. Pit is available for a plant. Meanwhile, on the other end, though, we've picked up the reckoning for Som. So this might become a very, very gruesome battle in the last round of regulation.
Overtime on the horizon.
And the plant comes in once again for long range. There's that pit. There's an early Seekers. Heat pushing towards the spawn. The first blood to Som. Everybody's dropping instantly for our energy. Crashy's low on HP, even at 1 HP inside the pit. And we are indeed going into the extra rounds as MIBR looked very convincing on that
Switching
hit.
sides.
MIBR's around every corner. And Heat here on screens. 13.
HP finally has to activate it. Trying to swing out, and he's actually in the radius to get re-healed now. but Saw's watching it. Headshot now, advantage out for NRG, moving into the site. Flash attempted by JZZ, trying to push in through. Artist is getting the satchels in. Oh, RGL though continues to spray, putting down Artist. Spike has not been planted because of all of the pressure coming out from MIBR. But thankfully, it's still on the back here of Som, falling back towards the pillars. Counter sprays coming through on both ends, but it's just light damage being done. At the end of the day, it is a player advantage for NRG with 30 seconds up on the clock. As this might be the cue for NRG to fight right back. Flash in 3
Last
seconds
player
available.
standing.
Make that in 0 seconds as Victor just got picked off by JZZ. Or sorry, the opposite. Killed by the snake bite. As RGL now in the back of the site.
Spike planted.
Information's already there. Crashes gets the kill, and NRG's back in the lead. Oh. Pain shells.
Oh, nice molly.
Thrown early. You talked about trying to force out early utility. They're able to do so as Crashies gets instantly traded out by JZZ. Now it's up to one player in the back of the site. Solo hold, solo play.
They go back to A here?
Probably not. Not
Probably
at this
not.
point.
Not in the dive in.
The spike's committed. And Finesse does get the first turns around on the other end, but JZZ's still there. Spike now moving forward from long B. High tide to move up. And this is not supposed to be some sort of back rotate. This is going to be a late lurk coming out of FRZ.
It's going to have to start coming in.
Tap first onto the spike. Oof, now the full plant coming through. Again, buying some time to allow this flank to happen. It's up to NRG to decide if they want to move really quickly now into the site. Boombot already trying to clear out the angles. JZZ prepped up with a flash. Not even needed. Pulls out the rifle first and does get that third kill into the round.
2v2.
And here's that lurk from the bottom to make it a 2 versus 1. Low HP is Som at 2.
All targets clear.
It's time to stretch your legs, chat. We might be going a few extra rounds here on Pearl. It's MIBR that's looking to push. Crashies is waiting though while the execution happens towards the B side. Crashies gets the information on 2 players, so some room to breathe for NRG to plant inside this B site. The heal coming up now for Finesse. On to his teammates. The plant's a little bit deep. So there's an opportunity to do a safe defuse if MIBR could move in here from that B-link. And then initiate the defuse from there. Only Aurus is playing towards the back of the site. Maurice is moving forward. That flash assist allows for him to get another one. Finesse answers back. There's only one left to go. It's RGL, 31 HP. Cove up, full HP and armor are 2 players. As he lands a nice one there. Cascade up, tap onto the spike. The kill doesn't get through. Victor so smart. Victor so smart for that win. And NRG once again regain the lead. But now that they realize that there's no pressure coming in here towards that mid side, that's an opportunity for a late lurk. That said, though, with 35 seconds left, running into the site, the dash through an Artist greets heat by spraying across, but the snake bite evens up the tally on a 4 versus 4. 30 seconds left. Everybody's forced to fall back, re-heal, and re-hit for MIBR towards this B site.
4v3.
Sprays across the end, Artist falls. But we still have at least some players inside the site. Some moving towards the back end.
Delay.
10 seconds left on the clock. The flash! But it does not connect here onto JZZ. MIBR still has something left to stay. They still have some grit. They still have some fight. And we're going into another round of overtime. But it's Heat Glass Cannon.
Yeah, that op ringing out. Forced to push out of the site. Great little bounce on the molly, and now they're going to have to retake fully here. 5v5.
Oh, the timing on that one, too. Oh, he dashes. Face plants right into the wall.
Bomb buddy out.
And Artist runs him over. Now here comes the Boombot towards the spawn. Just to see and spot another player towards spawn. And it's all players of MIBR looking for the high-low. A big play off the flashes once again from JZZ. Artist is blind, forced to fall back. There's only one player playing towards the back of the site. And it's an assist for a flash to allow Son to move forward. A good look so far on NRG for a post-plant. High tide about to come down. Artist with a third, allowing NRG to get the third into the round. Only one left. And it's Som putting NRG back at that point.
All up to Crashies and Victor now, unless the team can get here in time.
Cascade, Jiggle Pig, Victor now snake bite on the ground. Dash coming in from Heat. An assist potentially coming across. Support from the end. It's going to be Artist at the top. Only one kill needed. It's Maurice at the bottom. And the satchel to the kill.
Defenders
Artis
win.
comes back to fight with the rest of NRG, and we are going to a third map.
That is a sigh of relief from NRG.
And Som doesn't have any stars to go for Gravel's paint shells, so he's just trying to peek out with the frenzy. Nato's starting to push him away, but we're committing now inside this B site for MIBR. Artis trying to fight back and will be able to do
Spike
so.
down, B.
Uri's trying to gain control of the map, dropping from the heavens.
Artis?
As a fault line comes through, the
remaining.
assist
10
for
seconds
Som to get the kill. A 3 versus 1 of
got the
FRZ answers back. Plant attempted, running out,
enemy
gets
remaining.
a headshot to finesse, but there's not going to be any plant coming through. The round is still going to come in for NRG.
And here's the lockdown we were talking about from that orb grab previously.
30 seconds left.
Artis is just trying to stay back there. Crash is staying in the back
Spike?
of the radius.
Spike's up
down.
top.
Of the ult gets 3 kills into the round.
Player standing.
That's a 1 versus 1, 16 seconds left. Now
I got the
FRZ
spike.
picks up the Vandal. Crashy's just holding his ground.
10
Seekers
seconds
are
left.
available. He's not using it. He's just looking instead to get posted up for the kill. Artis, meanwhile, is just waiting for this wall to come down. The timing on
Yeah,
that.
timing.
10 seconds
He's about
left.
to get backstabbed here by the judge. Upgraded into the Phantom. And the plant will then come in.
I think they know Marise's
I've got your
position.
They have to, especially after these
You
sequels.
Yeah.
are divided.
Cosmic Divide then coming out in the attack, trying to play behind it.
They don't!
Oh no, unfortunately.
My ultimate is ready.
And now it's at least the wallbang coming out from Som, and it was the Seekers coming out from JZZ to find that information instead. And both of them now playing behind the wall. Flash available for Crashies, goes towards the elbow, blinds both players, but no swing out. Waiting for the wall to come down. They know the judge is
One
here,
enemy remaining.
but it's RGL.
And save.
Yeah, RGL and JZZ were just too strong there behind the Cosmic Divide. And that's a Thrifty coming in for the Brazilians. Som trying. Oof, with the less bullet, got the kill. Was able to save that weapon. We are playing close. This could be contact with a showstopper on top of that. Despite a lower buy.
One
There's
down.
Crashy's upgrading that weapon there.
Spike carrier.
The clear comes across. Som gets 2 kills. Showstopper out! Connects onto Heat.
One down.
And they spot the last player. A 3 versus 1. Spike now picked up. FRZ committed to move towards this B site. A kill in the plant allows for a lockdown to happen. And Finesse is already there to support. Flash available, pushing FRZ back. Gonna be an orb pickup instead. Still time to work with. And still an opportunity to turn this round
30
over.
seconds left.
Back in favor of MIBR if FRZ could clutch this, but now with 20 seconds left, it definitely seems like it's a sealed deal. And
Hey, coming in as they waterfall out.
Flash and a double peek. Crashies was only able to grab 1. Artis
should
also
run.
falls. So those 2 rifles into this round.
Yeah.
They do have an answer for it for MIBR.
Spike planted.
Now, as the lockdown comes out, that forces NRG to play outside of the radius and to play a later retake. But that's time wasted off the clock. Also time wasted off the Cosmic Divide set up by Som. As now it disappears. JZZ with 2 flashes still available. 1 weapon upgrade coming out here from the last player that didn't have one. And as JZZ continue to work in, wow, we are answering right back
Yep.
Nice.
with the low weaponry here for MIBR. Here's a jump spot coming out here. Misses a shot, but at least a swing comes out from Crashies after the Seekers to get the kill. That now forces MIBR to just rush up towards
Exactly.
B heavens and try to drop into B. Nato's starting to push Artis away. And even Som playing passively outside the B site. But all those Seekers allowed all of NRG to already rotate. Up towards spawn, staircase, the pinch is coming through. But there's players holding out towards Mail.
There are a lot outside sight here, Van Silly.
Grenade.
Paint shells on both ends, Artis
Last player
and
standing.
Crashies on that flank. Dropping all 3 players playing outside the site that you mentioned, Riv. Only 1 left to go. Pinned long range by Artis.
And they're going to try to push from the outside here on A.
And a rolling thunder right away to cancel out the Seekers coming out from MIBR. Yes, it hits a few, but only good for the delays, allowing all of NRG to just be posted up and ready for that eventual hit of MIBR inside the A site. And that's Finesse spraying through smokes, getting the first pick off onto JZZ. We're still closing in. Crashies inside the site, playing outside of the Nebula. They're gonna let the plant down, and Maurice gets a nice pick off that Bulldog. Aggressive position. Som gets the pick onto FRZ.
3v2.
And with the cosmic divide, close range with the shorty. Victor gets the pick
Last player standing.
and couldn't pick up the gun on time. Close range now. Som making it a 1 versus 1 against the IGL. Only with the Bulldog hiding on the other side of the wall. Now Star comes in. Oh, he heard the jump though. He heard the jump and Bulldog. Well, blindside! Wait! Of the smoke! As that the wall comes down, he swings back out, gets the kill! The 3 into the round!
To see those types of games being played at this level, Van Silly, absolutely amazing.
And it's a lockdown, but a fake Elise from MIBR rotating over towards the A side. Still 2 players from NRG inside this A site, off angle, trying to get the delay. The fault line coming out from Finesse. And Artist catches heat, jumping across. Even a cosmic divide to make things difficult. And everything's just working so well now. Off that kill, Crashies pops out the Seekers. That's gonna spot the last 3. A little bit ahead of 1 Seeker though, as FRZ is able to pick him off. And Victor's waiting with this op. No util really available, so it has to be a body peek. And Victor capitalizes on that kill. Showstopper to come out, and we are running away right into the crosshair. A Som and a long range. Showstopper coming out, playing Rocket Arena.
Let's see if they can catch one. Here it goes.
Oh my god, it was almost a kill. The dink there down 22 HP's heat. Could not escape from that satchel. But there comes the push.
Sheriff.
The support from Artis with the Sheriff and the wall bang. FRZ does have a frenzy against a low HP of Artis. And that spike towards elbow. Finesse looking for some support. Oh, he turns away. Thought that he was going to be able to get that kill, or spot that he got the kill.
Right.
As now Snakebite comes down. Nice push in from MIBR. Artis is only at 9 HP. Reeds now in a position where a body shot could take him. He wide swings instead. And MIBR, the patience is a virtue, comes in for the pistol round win. Turret now gets the kill onto Victor, unfortunately, as we're trying to move forward and at least break that turret down.
30 seconds
Now NRG commits into the site. Som clearing towards the back. A fake clear, and that allows RGL to move in and get 2 more with the Spectre. Crashy's trying to clutch it out. Breaking his legs, dropping down towards the B site to pick up the Spike. There's only 14 seconds left.
I got the spike.
Always being wary of a potential flank, but it's coming from B, having it instead. And MIBR convert the bonus.
NRG could not cope with it.
Oh,
NRG.
Victor got a timing with it. Satchel's up, down to 31 HP. Support behind with the flash into vents. But Maurice still makes it out. Looking to fight back towards Mail. Heat.
Resumindo o jogo. Chorão, Arts, negativo, Finesse. Finesse é muito ruim. Não falei nada no jogo inteiro, não. Só... Ai. O time do MIBR não dá pra torcer pra eles, não. NRG, tipo, ruim. Olha, o ruim, como é que vem?
This push from Artis is going to be even better if they can get B main at the right time.
Fortunately, only has a stinger, and with that, with the nanosword combo, it works out. Only 2 players alive, but one's already inside the smoke. Marie's trying to get a timing. Smoke now dissipates.
Spike planted.
Catching Finesse, puts out the pick. The 2 players on the attack, though, upgraded into weapons. No utility available, but there's actually still a star there. Moving up towards the ropes. Som is now on a 2 versus 1. Gets that first one as the pick gets pulled down. An opportunity for Som, who now gets lead and flicks across. Was getting peeked out there by Maurice, who unfortunately cannot get a clutch in the favor of NRG. And MIBR in the second half tie up the game. And all those So MCS were used.
Muito bom, vou jogar no Brasil. Fora não é um time que vai classificar. Tipo a Fúria, a Loud. O Hit, morrendo. Porra, o chorão.
And that dwindles down to defense. There's no map control now being done towards mid, so you see on that extremity, on that radar, RGL's now moving up to try to close that gap.
Aquele smoke no meio. Smoke no Murilo, mano. Ele tá propositalmente fazendo aquilo ali, mas... Caralho.
Nice util for delay here, Vansili. They're forced to wait. This could give the rotation now for RGL to come over.
Not affected by the flash behind screens, though. FRZ comes up. Spike is now down. I saw moves.
É isso, mano.
Spraying through the smoke.
Não adianta o smoke do cara. Entra nela.
Is now putting RGL into a 3 versus 1.
Vai guardar, pô.
Economy is very low for MIBR. So RGL is looking to capitalize on some mistakes that might be done here by NRG. To maybe attempt to go for the defuse, but if not, it's a save, and indeed it's going to be a save.
Victor right up front. You see how quick Crashies gets there with him, Vansili.
And Satchel's only broke one of the nano swarms, so that delays a little bit, but it doesn't matter. NRG still makes it inside the site. MIBR's already there, as you mentioned, Riv. Ready to rotate, ready to flood, and it's going to be paint shells to initiate. Victor, though, holds back the push initially from a ramp. A late lurk coming out from Artis, as his teammates are slowly falling down from long-range battles. Finally, that lurk works out. Important kill coming up here. At least breaks the lockdown. Showstopper then coming out, misses.
It's down.
As Crashes is able to capitalize, 2v2. Punishing Heat. 2v2 indeed. FRZ can close the clothesline, putting Crashes on a 1 versus 1. 35 HP left. FRZ only with the Sheriff. A tap onto the spike. Halfway now.
No.
Looking to stick it, and Crashes moves down. The headshot and a save for NRG to be up by 3. Artis is just waiting for a peek that tries to get information, but the shots are going to be heard. RGL's at default, and RGL still gets the first with support from Heat just behind him.
They just stay in sight. They're waiting for the clear. It's still going though. Energy's in.
Victor answering back. Still only one player inside the site. It's RGL dancing away into A-main. Caught by Victor, but down to 13 HP, and also down to himself. With the spike on the tap, nobody peeking out. 2 players up on heaven as well. It's JZZ and FRZ. Victor looking out, and then that's a nice proven call there for MIBR. The double.
30 seconds left.
Great detection.
The flash and set to find out information, keeping the Seekers for the retake, but Satchels misses. Still shoots it towards the air and lands it onto JZZ. So it cancels out the Seekers, but Heat then comes in. Satchel across.
Nossa, Hit. Vai pra baixo, porra. O Hit não é mais o Hit. Olha isso. Não é. Não tá a mesma coisa mais. É o cara que abre, te rasga e ganha a partida. Vai, entregado. Era o neto deixar do MW, tirar do Hit no time. Muito mais jogador o MW.
The 1v1 almost wasn't even created, right? That was a 2v1 in all senses of the word, in the speed that they were coming out. Slowed down there. You definitely saw the separation Victor was able to use between them. But
as all of NRG looking to move over towards this B site, the first contact being RGL, and it's a grab, well, a flash, and a flash even coming out on the attack, and those nades are gonna hurt RGL. Satchel coming out, Artis gets the first blood.
30 seconds left.
And NRG
Tem mais
smells that
ali pra
victory.
fazer
Now
jogada.
pushing into the site. JZZ gets the kill with the frenzy. 22 seconds left. 2 players are inside there.
Oh, Milag.
Swinging wide. To allow these kills to happen. The showstopper onto the spike. And JZZ gets 4 kills into the round. Somehow, with a low economy, MIBR are pushing it once again to the distance. The round changes. Now NRG is broke. Victor trying to do a play. The initiation allow him to get up into the B heavens. And it's quick. It's a rolling thunder into the B side. An early lockdown as well. Just to get a plant in. because we have the lower buy, we have to play inside the site potentially here for NRG. We're late to move into the site. Crashy still has to cross over, and thankfully nobody from MIBR is there. So the plant comes in. It's gonna be safe. A push towards spawn, and Victor gets the first blood down at low HP. JZZ looking to fight back. Seekers to come out too. Onto the attack after grabbing the orb, after grabbing the spike.
Maurice.
Reese makes it a 4 versus 4. It is gonna get chaotic right here in the spawn, and it's still Victor. Only
NRG's
3
so
players
hurt.
low on HP indeed. Victor still gets another one. Finesse with the frenzy. But we might go into overtime right here. Victor picks up a Vandal.
Again, though?
A drop in, the shot, Marine's waiting for it. And for a second time in this series, we are going the distance.
Moment as they decide where to go. It's a hit towards B.
He misses the boxes.
Vamos esperar a Bang
Gets
pra
punished
abrir.
right away by Finesse, who
Vou
gets a
esperar alguém
flash.
abrir.
DCC turns away from it, so it's immediately
Muito
traded off.
atrasado os recursos deles, né?
Saw him playing towards the back of the site behind the Nebula.
Sei lá, não tá
Support
legal.
coming out from Victor as well. And it's a 1-for-1. Upshot misses. One of the rare misses of Victor on the operator in a crucial time in overtime against MIBR, allowing the attack to get the plant in. Artisan drops in, caught off angle by GZZ once again, who activates the Seekers, goes in for the kill, cannot get it. The trade attempt not working out, chased by the Seekers. And MIBR take the lead now in the game.
I think
The thing is, though, is the utility on the attack is still available now for NRG as they're pushing through. Maurice was able to drop the duelist, the entry of Victor, but Crash, who's already out there. You mentioned it before, a tenor
outro
always behind the
capitão.
support, got the kill
Só o
right away.
bonito do time. Por isso não é essas
the
coisas.
solo overtime plays. Maurice feeling
teve
good
seu
on that
momento.
one. IGL down
Valorant.
now for MIBR is NRG starting to tempt that A site.
And we're wide on the crossfire setup inside A for MIBR. 20 seconds left on the clock.
Still go back.
We are actually going back towards the B site. Pushing across, the satchel's already being used. Now it's a race towards the B heavens! And Crashies! and Finesse
Nossa.
give the players advantage, at least into the site.
Muito,
And
sei
there's
lá,
also enough
roubado.
time to plant for long.
Não é nem bonito de ver
And
jogar.
silly, this feels like NRG running an MIBR Pearl strat.
Vamos abrir
against
aqui
them.
nós dois no
One site to the
foda-se.
next, they rush it, and now it's up to 2 members, FRZ and JZZ, to keep this game in their favor to get that W, or NRG brings us to another overtime.
And you'd be scared right now because it's JZZ.
Yeah.
That's still alive for MIBR. A late lurk coming up towards heavens. Artist wins
There it
it.
is.
There's that fault line to come out. As they heard now, JZZ has a flash activated close range. Now spotted on the top by Artist at towards Hell. And some jumps across with the shorty.
What else?
And we are definitely
The
going into
Tories.
and all of MIBR moving towards this B site.
Finesse? Oh, this is creepy.
It'll clear it. Easy kill. Transferring on to the second one. The spike is down. But Heat answers back, and even FRZ gets 2. Back into an opportunity for MIBR to close in into the round on the attack. FRZ moving in for a plant, and the plant will also allow a lockdown to happen. So there's the plant, there's the lockdown, and here is NRG pressured to fight back. And it's denied once again as MIBR find the lead one more time.
It looks like a ramp attempt will start off most of our overtime rounds here, as there's no mid play to come through just yet. Dans, are they gonna dip right into sight here? They're choosing the Killjoy utility spot.
Ooh, we slipped through. Victor
Cara, ele
slipped
viu
through, got the
passando,
picture
mano.
onto FRZ.
Qual que é o nexo de morrer assim?
As now Maurice is under heavy attack. Sprayed through, then killed by
O
Som.
Moriz é horrível, não dá.
Instantly, NRG moves into the A site.
O Moriz é um FNS brasileiro.
Need that back.
That was well orchestrated. We
Não dá
usually
pra
don't see
torcer pra esse time
NRG
do
just
MIBR,
activating
não.
like that. A lot more goes into sussing out
Até ganhar
what's
algumas
the utility,
partidas,
what's the
mas
agents.
não dá.
Confidence behind players there as they all go in together. Oof, this retake. A little bit of util to be used. It's not clicking just yet, but this is gonna have to be MIBR dropping in soon.
They're not
Ai,
dropping,
enferrada.
they're dropping
Da
out.
Bang.
Just dropping out.
RGL still had a couple of stars, but now with that Nebula coming out from Som, that is not gonna make it easy for RGL at all. NRG ties it up one more time. Avoiding the flash first, trying to walk in. It's a recall now. Victor in position. Turret spots him though. He still wants to hold it down. Woo!
É, Victor. Aí não deu, né, mano?
Just shatters.
That's an incredible way to be able to take out the biggest player on the opposing team in the second round of overtime. To spam through the wall. There's outright knowledge of what the position could be through that ping, like you called, Vansili. They are working towards this gamble of the Killjoy utility, however it be. They got their work cut out for them on the side of MIBR, and Finesse is just ready to deliver a fault line. Great peeks here from Artis, just trying to tempt in what might be coming.
Trying to bait him in. But MIBR is falling back
40
now.
seconds.
We do have a forward positioning, a forward push from Muritz here, behind his wall. The flash then comes across. And as they drop
Nossa.
no. An opportunity for Crashies.
Nothing!
Denied.
30 seconds left.
Into the smoke. Saw him getting caught off the rotate. Maurice off that lurk. An easy one for the kill. And it's now time for
Olha,
MIBR
vamos plantar certinho agora. O cara de cima pegar. Boa, Maurício. Vou trocar de arma mesmo.
Last man standing. And it's going to be so difficult here as his agent with nothing to get information early. So only the footsteps to try to bait out their opponents to try to get the kills, but it's not going to happen.
Round. It looks like they are going to attempt
Agora
to be here for the guiding light. And see if mid actually allows them to pull back and go somewhere else here.
Snake bite down.
Oh,
at least for
Chorão.
NRG, they know that the Viper rotated across, so
Yeah.
Chorão
Artis
viu
is
por
looking for
isso.
the lurk on the top of the pick. Satchel's in now, could be a fake. Oh, the flash, not good enough. It's mistimed, and that forces now NRG to fall.
Acabou só o chorão.
Only one more to go, that's not gonna happen. Just on camera.
Mesmo ganhando, não dá pra você MBR, não dá.
And MIBR
Tá comemorando.
upset against NRG.
Tem que trocar menos 3 aí, ó. Pra ficar bom. 3 não, 2.